we've lived in this house for 6 years. And now that it's empty because we've relocated to Oxfordshire, it's time to get it cleaned up in the hope that we can get some of our deposit back. Today's clean is just under 7 minutes long, so go ahead, pause the video, make yourself a cup of tea and settle down as I tackle the master bedroom. As with all deep cleaning, you need to start at the top of your room. I use the vacuum cleaner to get all the cobwebs and dust off of the ceilings, the corners and the light shades. I'm also using the vacuum cleaner to get the dust out from under the radiator and all along the skirting boards. This is a great trick if you're trying to clean up spaces that are just way too high. Turn the brush at the bottom of the hose around so that you can get a good angle to clean cupboards that are far too high for you. Once I'd given the room a really good vacuum all over from top to bottom, I was also moving from left to right in the room so that I don't miss any spots and I don't waste time cleaning spaces that I've already cleaned. I got my steam cleaner out, filled it up to the top, and once it was heated on, I got these windows steam cleaned. If you don't know, this house is located on a main road, so the windows are always really filthy, and I wanted to leave these windows super clean for the next family that will be moving in at the end of April. Our landlord already told us that he didn't need us to deep clean the property because he's planning to renovate the bathroom and change the carpets. He also dropped off Easter eggs for the kids and a bottle of wine for me and my husband, whilst telling us how sad he was that we were leaving and what good tenants we had been. Not all landlords are bad, and this landlord has been the best one that we've ever had in 20 years of renting. This is your warning that if you are lighting candles in an area, it's filthy. I had no idea that all this soot was all over this cupboard. It has freaked me out a little bit. I ended up using a bleach-based cream cleaner on a non-abrasive sponge. And as always, the best cleaning trick, let it sit before rubbing it off, with a clean microfiber that is. I managed to get off a lot of stains using this technique, but because we've lived here for quite a while, and it is a very loved lived-in home, I'm not expecting any of the walls to be in a pristine condition. As you can see from some of the before and after shots, I think I did an okay job. To speed up the cleaning process, on larger areas like the cupboard fronts, I've used a clean mop head and my spin mop to give all the wardrobe fronts a good going over. I used the surf disinfectant in this bucket of hot water, and let me tell you, the aroma filled the entire room. It smelled absolutely amazing. The great thing about this mop is that you can wring it out so that the mop isn't causing any damage to the wooden surface of the cupboards. If you do find that it's a little wet, just wring the mop out really well and give it a going over. It should be absolutely fine. Just keep an eye out in case you have any vinyl covers on your wardrobe doors, because I don't think that would work particularly well, but these are solid wood. It was at this point that my husband was shouting, asking if I wanted to get something for lunch, and I realised that I hadn't even eaten breakfast. I was really craving a sandwich, so we opted for a Subway. I always forget how good they are. Anyway, back to cleaning. This mop and bucket technique works really well on the skirting boards as well. And as you can see, I've used it over the back of my door and the radiator as well. I did actually get the steam cleaner round the back of the radiator, and I definitely haven't left anything behind them either. I finished up by giving the carpet a really good vacuum. I really wanted to use my carpet cleaner, but my landlord did pop in and he said not to bother, as he's replacing the carpets. So that saved me one job, but I was sad that I didn't get to use my carpet cleaner because, as you all know, I'm a huge fan of it. I then moved on to the kids' room. My main focus was trying to get the windows facing the main road as clean as could be. This was so satisfying to do. We actually bought this steam cleaner about 8 or 9 years ago when we first got married. I also used this little scrubbing brush. I found it on TikTok shop, and because it was only 49p, I bought a few. And it just came in super handy for this end of tenancy cleaning, getting in all the nooks and crannies that you forget about. I'm definitely going to be keeping it in my cleaning caddy from now on. After I cleaned the windows, I did mop all the walls in this room and did a few spot cleanings where my son had put his muddy hands on the wall. And after a good old vacuum of that room, I moved on to my older 3 girls' room. I used to call this room the Room of Doom, but it is quite clearly a peaceful haven now. I just wanted to get these slatted wardrobes nice and clean. because they do get very dusty very quickly. Once I steam cleaned them, my husband went over them with a fresh bucket of the surf disinfectant while I tackled the windows in this room. Because this room faces the garden, it wasn't nearly as dirty. Then I moved on to the toilet. I used another great cleaning tool for this, which cut my cleaning time, well, down to just a few minutes really. I do regularly clean the tiles in here, so it wasn't too much of a big job, but because I wanted to go the extra mile, I decided to take apart the flush on the toilet to give it a really good clean, and thank God I did. How grubby was that? It's really easy to get them nice and clean and shiny again. When you're deep cleaning the toilet, don't forget to clean right the way round the back. You'll be really shocked to see what's behind the toilet, in spaces you didn't think pee could land. I did give the bathroom a quick clean as well, but because it's being completely ripped out, I didn't do a deep, intense clean in there. When it came to downstairs, it was quite late in the evening and I was really tired. I cleaned out all of the kitchen cupboards, not forgetting the top of the cupboards because nobody wants to see our old grease. And I also gave the downstairs cloakroom a really good clean as well. Let the product sit, let it do the work for you. And don't forget to clean round the back of your toilet as well. When my husband was dropping the keys back the next day, he managed to get a little bit of an after shot of the downstairs for you. He also vacuumed downstairs and gave it a mop, which is why it looks a little bit shiny. But there you go, that's the house all cleaned, the keys are handed in. And if any of you were wondering where we lived in London, we lived in a small area called Witton, which is known for the famous rugby ground, Twickenham Stadium. Hope you've enjoyed this super long clean. Don't forget to follow along for more cleaning videos. Bye!